You told me something. Your belly is bothering you. It's falling down over your pants. That folded thing. The dress isn't fitting. You need your husband to punch your fat and belly so you can pull up your dress. You're squeezing yourself into that girdle. Yes, I know it bothers you. I've been there. And not only does it bother you with low self-esteem, but on the other hand, are you doing anything to change that? So, if you want to know how to get rid of your belly for good, you'll have to stay with me until the end of the video. But to continue, check if you're subscribed, scroll down in the comments, check below if you're subscribed. If you're not, press the little button, take advantage and check if your little bell is activated. This little bell is important for you to know that there's a new video. And don't forget to leave your like or dislike. If you don't like the video, the like is important for us to reach 4 million subscribers soon. By the way, I'd like to thank all of you who watched our oral sex video in an incredible way, making it the most watched video on our channel in the first 24 hours. But let's stop blah blah blahing, let's get to the video. Before you start talking, because there are a lot of people who do. Right? I wanted to tell you guys, when I say bucho instead of belly, it's because I'm joking. I'm not belittling anyone. Because there are people who complain, Dr. Dayan, you're using it in a pejorative way. It's not people. Here in Ceará, we love bucho, okay? I'm from Ceará, I'm from the Northeast, with a lot of pride, and I like to bring a bit of my accent here, a bit of my language from Ceará, okay? So it's with a lot of love, a lot of affection. Everyone has a buchinho, at least almost everyone, so it's a joke, okay? Take it as a joke because my intention is positive to make you healthier and more beautiful. And another thing, if you think you don't need to do anything else for your health, I want to give you a challenge now. I want to ask you to get a tape measure, find a tape measure in your house. If you don't have one, ask your neighbor, buy one and measure your belly. So you can't be puffing out your belly. Here's what you do. Stand up. Let out a breath and measure about 2 centimeters above your hip bone. You can't measure down there, so more than I think I have a big belly. You're going to measure now, okay? You're going to pause this video, measure, and come back here. So pay attention if you're a woman and your measurement is over 85, or if you're a man and your measurement is over 90, and I'm being nice, the amount of abdominal fat, that is fat inside the belly, is no longer just aesthetic, it's a danger to your health. Look, if you have fat on your arms, thighs, or hips, you might not like it, but it's not as risky as belly fat. Belly fat, the visceral kind that's in the middle of your liver and intestines, poses serious health risks and can lead to diseases such as type 2 diabetes, cancer, dementia. I'm just mentioning the 3 most common ones, and don't think that it's only fat people who are at risk. If you're skinny and have a round belly, you're at risk too. If you don't have a belly, you're less at risk than if you're skinny with a belly. What's more, that little bit of belly fat, that little bit of fat that a lot of people create down here, sometimes it's in the pouch, sometimes it's higher up, they don't lose by doing abdominal exercises. A lot of people do abdominal exercises thinking they'll reduce their belly fat. No, abdominal exercises increase muscle mass in the abdomen. They strengthen muscle mass, but they don't reduce abdominal fat. They have to be very abdominal, but you have to do much more than that. You have to maintain a healthy diet and combine exercise. It can be aerobic exercise, it can be strength training. That's the recipe for getting rid of it. And of course, I've come up with a list of 3 foods you should eliminate from your diet to get rid of that belly, and I'll tell you what they are in a moment. But moving on, until middle age, around the age of 50, 55, men had a greater tendency to form a belly, don't they? Now, after 50, 55, when women enter the menopause, women form more belly than men, right? And at this stage, a woman's waist begins to increase. And why is the accumulation of belly fat so serious? The relationship between abdominal fat and the development of dementia is one of the conditions that deserves the most attention. We already know that there's a risk of heart attacks and angina, right? But people don't often remember that Alzheimer's can also be caused by abdominal fat. Well, a survey of 6,853 people, it couldn't have been 6,860, man. It had to be 853. I think some people gave up. That's right. Well, these people were followed up, not just for a year, but for 36 years, and they discovered that the people with the highest levels of abdominal fat in middle age were about 3 times more likely to have dementia. That's 3 decades later. So imagine you who are chubby, in your 40s, you're 70 years old, and you're 3 times more likely to have dementia than your friend who doesn't have a belly. But the range of diseases that appear in those with a belly is much greater. Insulin resistance. You don't start out with diabetes, but it's the first step towards it. Compromised lung function, of course, you have a belly full of fat. How does your lung expand? If the part of the lung that expands the most is the abdominal part. Headaches. There are a lot of people with headaches, women taking medication, so a pyramid and with a big belly, they're going to lose weight to get better and stop taking these things. And another study of 350,000 men and women, a European study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, showed that abdominal fat can double the risk of dying prematurely, and that's even if your body weight is normal. So what do these studies mean? That you have to eliminate abdominal fat. It's not just for aesthetics. It's not just to look like a six-pack on Instagram. There are apps that do that. And you've probably seen magic formulas on the internet that make your belly dry up. What do I get on direct message, doctor? Do you approve of this? Guys, it's not going to lose weight. I see obese people eating junk food, wanting to drink 7 herbs tea. Forget it. Don't throw money away. There is no scientific proof that there is a pill that dissolves belly fat. There are natural ways of eliminating this fat, and you have to make an effort. So what foods can't you eat if you want to reduce your belly fat? Which foods do you have to cut out right now? First of all, carbohydrates with a high glycemic index. If you follow our channel, you already know what I'm talking about. High glycemic index carbohydrates are those that when you eat them, trigger a spike in insulin levels, i.e., the pancreas releases a large amount of insulin to get this sugar into the cells. And this is precisely what increases your risk of diabetes. The body receives so much insulin that it starts to become resistant to it. And in this list of foods, you can put everything that has refined white flour, such as bread, cake, cookies, pizza, pasta, lasagna, croissants, you name it. That's good. Do you want to lose belly fat? Cut these foods out of your diet. The second type of food you need to cut out is sugar. Sugar, before anything else I can tell you, feeds cancer, and it also potentiates psychological and psychiatric disorders such as anxiety, depression, stress, ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and it's more addictive than any other drug. Sugar doesn't provide the body with any nutrients. All the sugar that the body can't metabolize is stored in the form of fat. Once again, do you want to lose weight? Take sugar out of your life. So hey, candy, jam, soda, juice, regardless of whether it's zero. See? Because when it's zero, they add some kind of product to make it sweeter. They take the sugar out of tea, coffee, anything. If you can't do without sugar, watch the video I made for you. If you don't know how to do this, watch the video that will appear here on how to replace sugar in your life. And the third food I've brought you, if you need to cut it out of your diet, is trans fats. Trans fat is a vegetable fat that undergoes a process of hydrogenation. It can be either natural or industrial hydrogenation. The idea is to use this trans fat to make foods more pasty or to make them last longer on the shelves. So, for industry it's wonderful, but for me and for your health it's a terrible idea. And it's present in everything around us. And these foods include practically everything that is industrialized. Margarine, cookies, cakes, vegetable oil. To lose belly fat, you have to cut trans fat out of your life. Guys, losing belly fat isn't easy. If it were, there wouldn't be a lot of people here on the channel complaining and asking how I lose my belly. This is a small effort that you'll have to make to avoid serious illnesses such as diabetes and cancer in the future. By the way, there's a link in the description of this video for you to buy the ebook on diabetes so you know everything about diabetes, how to avoid it and how to treat it. Take the opportunity to follow me on Instagram here so you can get to know my routine. And maybe I can help you inspire you to change your life. Also, share this video with everyone you know. If they have a belly that almost everyone has, share it. Especially with those friends who are sweating it out in the gym trying to get rid of their belly and eating this crap. And let us know in the comments which of these 3 foods you find most difficult to remove from your diet. And don't forget, live healthy, live with passion and with God in your heart. Bye guys.